Moderator just made a video directly speaking to and tugging on the heartstrings of the CEO of Reddit. He's making a big call to action after he had been stripped of his position as top mod on r/livestream fail. I'm kind of at a loss for words here. I can't believe what I just watched was genuine and not a skit. But this seems authentic.
I can already tell it's gonna be hilarious!
What you picture in your head when you hear the term Reddit mod is exactly what you are about to see unfold in the flesh. The reason this mod just lost his position is because he was promoting a scam on the subreddit that he was the top mod for, Livestream Fail. I made 2 videos covering this. It was the $1 Million Fan Show, which was paraded around as a $20 million reality television show for streamers' fans to sign up, and even paid entry into it to compete for.
Yeah, and Mythic's involved in that drama.
For, $20 million prize purse. Turns out the whole thing was a load of baloney. As it appears, everything has been wiped off the face of the planet. So some viewers paid money for actually nothing. They flushed it down the shitter, and agencies that brought this to streamers were left embarrassed. Most notably, Mythic Talent was the one that was named by some of the streamers as their agency that took them this deal, where seemingly no due diligence was done on behalf of Mythic to confirm whether or not this was even legitimate in the first place as a paid promotion. It was supposed to be an Amazon production, but clearly it was not an Amazon production, and it took 2 seconds of going to the website to deduce that this was fraudulent, but they took this deal before the website even
We can watch that video after, because I don't know the full story.
Existed. It's a whole mess.
No, they did not approach me. I'm not clouded enough.
They covered all this, but Livestream Fail gets roped in because there was this inexplicable partnership that no one fully understood, where $1 Million Fan was in bed with Livestream Fail, and the top mod of Livestream Fail made a post on the subreddit pinning it to try and get more suckers into it. And now this is his response after being fundamentally fired from his free position of Reddit janitor.
Hello, Spez.
Oh,
Mr. CEO
it's
of Reddit.
him!
I hope you have received this public video that I have created and sent to you via your
No, it looks like AI. Why is his skin all smoothed out?
email. If not, I hope anybody who cares about the topic in this video can get this to him in any way that you can. This video is about a topic of deadly seriousness, and that is of Reddit moderation and the state of your platform.
Oh my god.
We had the exact same reaction! This is the guy? I feel kind of bad for making fun of his physical appearance, but nah, dude. It's not that we're making fun of his physical appearance, okay? It's that he's a Reddit mod and he looks like the definition of a Reddit mod.
This is Reddit's Manhattan Project right now. The moderators are rising up against the CEO of Reddit. I'm actually at a loss for words. This couldn't be a more lame start to this video. The topic he's about to cover is how he believes Reddit mods don't have enough, elbow grease from the Reddit upper echelon, like Spez here, the CEO. He believes they should be entitled to, like, brand deals, talent managers, lawyers, and stuff, so that way they can better be utilized as—
No, they're already power tripping. That's the worst case scenario. We don't want that. Nobody wants that.
Reddit moderators. I'm not even kidding, by the way. I'm not exaggerating. Like, these are points he was making in this video, and that's what he's talking about with deadly seriousness here. He talks about Reddit moderators like they're fucking G.I. Joe commandos. Man, please come back to reality. Like, I don't want anyone to harass this guy, so I'm not gonna be like—
yeah, Reddit must be like, now I have unlimited power.
Showing you his channel or anything like that, because honestly, I kind of feel bad for him that he's put so much weight on his personal life into this position, which is just a thankless job. And it's not really a job. At least it should never be considered a job, because
it's not paid. Of course it should not be considered a job. The point of a job is that you get money from it.
All he is doing is moderating a fucking subreddit as a volunteer janitor. I really thought this was a skit, and I'm still— a small part of me, on the copium here, is hoping that this is like satirical and not real, but I don't know, it feels genuine.
I was the top moderator of your #1 gaming subreddit, r/livestreamfail, before I was recently removed from that position by the Reddit Code of Conduct team. I became a Reddit moderator for one reason, and that is because I think that Reddit communities and correspondingly its moderators have massive power and influence, and for some reason, nobody seems to notice, care, or take this seriously. Least of all, its moderators or the company.
You know, that's not really a good look to say the sole reason you pursued this path of heroism as a Reddit moderator is because you believed that it held so much power.
Yeah.
So you're basically just saying that you were power hungry and wanted to take this spot so that way you could feel powerful. He believes that Reddit communities...
Yes, he admits he wanted power. This is everything that we dislike in Reddit mods.
And specifically, Reddit moderators hold a strong level of sway and power, and that's why he became one himself. That, I don't think, is a good look, man. It's not even coming from, like, a place of passion or something for communities. He is literally saying he did it because he wanted to be strong. Come on! I understand that Reddit communities, like Reddit as a whole, is a platform that does hold, like, legitimate influence over, like, conversations and topics and stuff like that. So, by extension, moderators have a lot of ability to control narratives by hiding things or boosting things, and that is something that I've talked about in the past, and a lot of people have made mentions of many times. It's been a pretty big yapping point for a while.
That is true. The LSF subreddit is can swing an opinion pretty hard, and some streamers have a big hold of that subreddit. Meanwhile, other subreddits have been doing really awful stuff, like harassing, like the Snacker subreddit and all of these, harassing certain streamers that are going way too far. For the on the VTuber side, I haven't given it much thought yet, but there's definitely some mods that are not very open-minded and don't really take the time to look into things very much, but I think this is I'm hoping this is somewhat changing with the Kurosanji subreddit developing into just a subreddit that talks about many VTubers, not just the Nijisanji one. Yeah, but I remember that on LSF sometimes they delete Hassan clips and they protect certain streamers more than others.
This is the quintessential Reddit mod mentality. You know the stereotype that exists of power-tripping Reddit mods? He is, in the first minute of this video, confirming that is exactly what drives him, is power. Like this small modicum of power that he was bestowed for the livestream fail subreddit. And it's... the level of self-importance is sickening.
In this video, I will go over why I believe this, and I will also talk about a code of conduct moderation action that was taken against me due to good faith mistakes that I believe were caused by a clear lack of direct material support that the company gives its moderators. I will end the video by talking about what you, Spez, can do to fix this problem, as well as what I and other communities can do in case Reddit does not solve this very serious mismanagement problem regarding the lack of support that is given to moderators.
So here's the spoiler alert. He is going to be playing a sad song on the world's smallest violin about how he has been removed now as top mod of Livestream Fail because he was promoting a scam through that subreddit, which did ultimately result in people losing money. There were actual victims of the scam, so he has been removed of his position at the top of the food chain on Livestream Fail, and he is now putting a decent chunk of that blame on Reddit itself for not giving him the tools to avoid this from happening. Like he, at a certain point, there's like a brief moment of self-awareness, like this lightning bolt of self-awareness, where he's like, yeah, you know, it was a little fishy. But then he like immediately pushes it onto Reddit, like, but if Reddit had given me access to brand deals and lawyers, this probably wouldn't have happened. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? You're a Reddit mod. Why would Reddit be giving you access to lawyers and brand deals and shit? That doesn't make sense.
First, I will go over the code of conduct action and why I was removed as the top moderator of r/livestreamfail. This sounds like stupid internet drama.
Imagine being unemployed and still getting fired. Okay, you cook there.
I know, but I'm going to talk about how this is a very clear example about how Reddit's mistakes causes very serious problems to Reddit's community and the company as a whole.
It was your mistake, buddy. Fucking Spez wasn't behind you massaging your shoulders as you signed the deal with $1 Million Fan Show, which turned out to be a scam. He wasn't like the Sith Lord projecting into you, trying to convince you to go to the dark side to, you know, sell out Livestream Fail to get more people hooked on $1 Million Fan Show. It was not the CEO of Reddit that forced you to do that, and even if you did have access to lawyers and other brand deals, it wouldn't have prevented something like this from happening. You made the choice.
Here's what happened. There was an announcement related to a live stream related game show called $1 Million Fan. I heard about the game show a few hours after it got announced by a couple major live streamers. It sounded like the perfect type of content for a live stream fail. I mean, reality TV, game show, live streaming, gaming, you know, that's perfect for LSF, which is about fun, crazy content about kind of live streaming gamers.
If that isn't the stinkiest load of horseradish I've ever heard with that description of LSF. Do you go on your own subreddit? Have you ever been on your own subreddit? That's not what it is. That's not what you just described at all. That is the most blatant misrepresentation of that subreddit I've ever heard anyone try to squeak out. If this was Pinocchio, his nose would have just went fucking Wumbo Insano style with that lie right there. Anyone who has ever visited LSF in the last, 7 years will tell you it is not a subreddit for crazy, wacky clips of gaming and, stream fails or anything like that. I don't know why he's even trying that angle. Everyone knows that's not what that subreddit is.
So when I heard about this, I was very excited. I immediately reached out to the organizers to see if we could set up some sort of a collaboration. This collaboration would just be to get cool content on the subreddit. No, financial incentives, no moderators being paid, basically none of anything like that, just fun, cool stuff for the community in the subreddit. For collaborations, the first obvious thing that came to mind was, how do we get their content on the subreddit? Either some superfans or some editors could clip some cool hype moment from the show and then post it to the subreddit.
What? That's what happens already organically on...
That's what I was thinking! I was like, isn't that what already happens?
Every other stream, why would this, a potential $20 million reality TV show, be any different? Obviously, things would already be being clipped and posted on the LSF subreddit. Why would you be reaching out about a collaboration to ensure that happens when you know for a fact it already would if this fucking show ever actually existed in the first place? That doesn't make any sense to me at all. Trying to be extremely charitable here, maybe he was under the impression that this would be exclusive to Amazon Prime, thus they wouldn't have the rights to post it on LSF. But on the flip side of that coin, he said he heard about this from streamers, thus he would have known that it was going to be streamed on Twitch in the first place, thus it would still be clippable for LSF. That's just business as usual. I don't know why he would reach out about a collaboration to do what was already no doubt going to be done already. It just, that doesn't pass the smell test. I don't understand.
But I also had a stretch goal, and that was, what if LSF could be part of the show in some way? I don't know, there could be like a LSF-themed best clip contest. Contestants compete in one of the kind of small challenges, they make the best clip, and then somebody kind of wins a prize at the end. It was a stretch goal, though.
Why, though? LSF Best Clip is just the best clip from the event. Why does LSF's name need to be attached to it? This guy is treating Livestream Fail like it's his personal brand.
Yeah.
This is his baby. This is his product. So
yeah, that's why he's so upset about getting fired from his non-job.
All the clips that hit LSF are actually top mods clips as well. I just don't even get this stretch goal here. I think he just wanted LSF's name out there more because it gives him more power in some capacity, because this is totally useless. Again, whatever would win best clip would just be someone else's content. There doesn't necessitate a live stream fails shout out there for some reason. Even if they were the ones that were hosting votes on what the best clip is, who gives a fuck? that could have been anything and anyone where people like the actual communities would vote on it, not just his subreddit. Anyway, though, he goes on to explain that they accepted this proposal. He was super hype about it because it meant this was a big moment for the subreddit, and he even made a mention that he believed he could turn this into even more opportunities for the subreddit going further, snowballing it into even more LSF prominence.
So we quickly worked to make an announcement together, and I posted it the next day. When I posted it, everybody in the comment section immediately yelled, scam, 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 scam. I mean, think about it. Amazon Prime has spent lots of money on tons of shows, and, you know, I didn't necessarily think that the show was worth $20 million, but, you know, that doesn't mean that Amazon Prime wouldn't fund it. And, you know, if LSF was involved, maybe it would actually succeed. You know, maybe my involvement alone could...
If LSF was involved, it would actually succeed. This guy put so much stuck on his own subreddit. That's... okay.
Make the $20 million kind of investment worth it. Who knows? At least that's what I thought.
It sounds like you weren't thinking at all, though. Why would Amazon be spending $20 million on like 8 streamers and their fans on Twitch and only a $5 million grand prize for Mr. fucking Beast? What sense does that make, man? That isn't really checking out either. Also, he's making kind of like a joke about, you know, maybe my involvement alone would make it worth the investment. But that's how he actually feels, by the way. Like, that's his tone throughout this whole video. He truly believes that he is like God's gift to streaming because he was the top mod of livestream fail.
Holy.
It is a very like scary mentality to have, and I do genuinely feel bad for him that he has like poisoned his own brain to this level, deluded himself into thinking that him being a top mod on a subreddit was like something of significance and like something of like brand importance.
I'm a highly paid software engineer working in San Francisco. I do not need to take a couple $1,000 bribes from, you know, random internet scams. Okay. I was doing this because I legitimately, you know, care about the subreddit, and that's why I spend my time on it.
So he debunks...
No, it's not a troll. He is serious. It's actually sad because he probably has like a 9-to-5 job. Sure, he can make a lot of money, but whenever he's at his job, he's probably only thinking about his online identity. And I guess all of us can relate a little bit to that part, but not to that degree. We need to not become this guy, guys. We need to not become him. Bro thinks he's him, but he wasn't him at all. We can't become like that.
Rumors that he was paid to promote $1 Million Show from the organizers, saying that he doesn't need to be taking bribes, he's financially well off. He then goes on to say that he was addressing like some of the deleted comments because that was a specific mention in why Reddit canned him, because it potentially showed malice because he was involved in this promotion that ended up being a scam. And so he wanted to address like the deleted comments. He then has a section dedicated to me where I talked about the scam, and then the organizers were talking to him like, well, since Charlie talked about the scam, 5 streamers dropped out, so we're, you know, no longer doing this anymore. Pack your bags, take down the post. And then he says I didn't do enough research on it because I didn't reach out to him or the organizers.
Oh my god, this is the elephant argument.
But beyond that, it doesn't seem like he did much research. I don't think that he reached out to any of the organizers. He certainly didn't reach out to me. And I mean, I don't know if he reached out to Mythic Talent or any of the streamers. And that important...
The thing is, when you reach out to people, they just try to gaslight you to take their side. It's like when I reached out to Drake out when I did the Uwuzu video, everybody just lies.
Point is that nothing in this situation has yet to be definitively proven as a scam. I repeat, there is no definitive, at least public information yet, that anything fraudulent, malicious, or illegal has happened in the situation.
Brother, your level of research was cold calling the organization dick in hand, begging to be associated with them, and then that was the extent of it, because apparently you heard one of the streamers promote it. And yet he's going to be causing a hubbub because I didn't reach out to him for his perspective. Brother, I didn't even really talk about you in my video, just that you were associated with this shit, roped into the same scam that they were. Yeah. And for what it's worth, if you watch the video, you would know I did get into...
Yeah, I'm sure if you reached out to the scammers, they would have told you the truth. You know, scammers are always so honest.
Contact with 2 agencies, one of which got the exact same contracts that Mythic did, and got information on that, as well as getting one of the actual offers that Mythic was taking to the streamers. So I was very well familiarized with everything that was unfolding behind the scenes. And again, it doesn't take a super sleuth to go to their website and see that it's just fucking barnacles, man. One of their partners didn't even exist. There was no website and no business. Their about section was AI generated mumbo jumbo. Every single paragraph ended in triplets and also had the telltale sign of it's not this, it's this, over and over and over again. Their first image on their site was literally an AI generated mansion, and he mentions that in this video, but then goes on to say shamelessly that there's no definitive proof that this was ever a scam in the first place.
Oh my god.
That's a wild statement. Why don't you ask the people who spent money on this how they feel? Do they feel like they got their money's worth? Did they get the product they paid for? I imagine not, because this event is not even potentially in the cards and doesn't seem like it ever was to begin with, man. Their socials are removed. The website is down. Amazon hasn't made a peep about it.
Wait, so people spent money on that LSF event?
From what I've heard, the agencies are pissed about this. All signs point to this being a scam. Like, any sane, sensible person would look at all of this evidence and reach the same conclusion that this was horseradish. I don't know why he's trying to present something otherwise now.
The only confirmed things that we have right now is that I guess there was a website, looked a little weird, there was some bad publicity, everybody called it a scam, and then a bunch of streamers dropped out, and then the event got canceled, and everybody got refunded. None of this is illegal. None of this is proved to be a scam, at least yet. Maybe I'll eat these words.
Brother, you're eating your own cock right now. What are you talking about? And then everyone clapped. Like, this is just fanfic. Where are you getting this information? There was an explicit no refund policy on their website baked into it. It was very boldly stated there are no refunds once you make these purchases. Who got a refund? I haven't seen anyone, posting receipts of getting a refund from the money they spent on this. Where are you getting that information from? That's a genuine question. Maybe he's seeing things that I'm not seeing somewhere. Because I even looked into it after he made this video, wondering like, whoa, they refunded? That's pretty surprising. I can't find any proof of that. I would love to see where he found that.
It's really not a secret or very surprising. I got removed directly for the post that I pinned to the top of the subreddit related to the game show or supposed and alleged scam, as well as kind of for deleting comments that were kind of critical of it. I also want to make a comment about kind of the Reddit.
I like how you just brushed out of that last part. Oh, and I also deleted comments that were kind of critical of it. Oh, well, Reddit mod in action.
Code of conduct team as a whole. Reddit has all this flowery language about how kind of the code of conduct team is not here to punish you. It's kind of here to get you to act in good faith. It's here to kind of give you second chances and warnings and all of this stuff. And apparently all of that are lies.
No, man, this feels like the perfect implementation of that protocol. You pinned what seems to be, from all possible evidence, a scam. I don't know why he is trying so desperately to persuade to the contrary. Maybe it's because he believes that if he can try and prove that he really believes that it's not fraudulent, he can get his position back as top mod of LSF. I don't know. Or maybe getting really conspiratorial, maybe he worked with the organizers in a deeper capacity than he's letting on. That's just a possible game theory. It's just extremely peculiar how hard he is fighting to try and convince himself and others that maybe this wasn't a scam when all available evidence points towards this being fraudulent. And if this video is him trying to make a case for himself why he should be reinstated and get that power coursing through his veins again as a moderator on Reddit, then this is a terrible job. Because what he is doing now is showing that he is willing to even defend what seems to be, by all possible accounts, a scam that he was directly associated with, maybe unknowingly, and now he is doubling down on it. That is a terrible look, and that makes you look like an unhinged moderator who, even when proven to be incorrect, will not see that, will not
Yeah, so the classic Reddit, when people insult others by using the word Reddit mod, that's exactly what they think of. All of that.
Take the accountability there. And now he's getting mad at the code of conduct team for enforcing their rules. He deleted comments that were critical of his decision to promote this sketchy game show, and promoted a sketchy game show that resulted in people spending money on something that didn't exist, doesn't exist. So I feel like it's a pretty justified termination of his moderator status.
Now, here's the most important part of the video, Spez. This is a direct message to you and only you. I want to talk about how this whole situation is a direct result of the lack of support that Reddit, the company, gives to its moderators. Yeah, I did the partnership. Yeah, I didn't look into this as much as I should, and I trusted kind of agencies and live streamers when I should not have. And I did delete comments, which I thought would have been borderline defamatory if the situation wasn't, I guess, a scam, even though it technically hasn't been proven to be a scam yet. But despite all of that, there is still massive kind of like problems at Reddit, the company, due to the lack of support that caused this.
Now, this message may have been...
Because you weren't supposed to do all that as a Reddit mod. You're not supposed to reach out to companies and ask for collaborations. You wouldn't have such a need for a lawyer.
Only for Spez, but I've intercepted the broadcast here. Now, I've put my ear into it, and I'm taking a listen, and what I'm hearing is fucking wild.
Yeah, I did everything wrong, but why aren't you helping me?
He almost gets into a level of accountability where he's like, yeah, I did the partnership. Yeah, I didn't look into it. I didn't do any research on it. And then he immediately falls back into, but it hasn't really been fully proven to be a scam. And also, it's actually, in a large part, Reddit's fault that this happened in the first place because I wasn't given enough tools at my disposal to avoid making stupid decisions.
Reddit moderators have power. They have influence. If you were one of the people who is joking about like internet janitor duties or whatever, I'm sorry to tell you, it's funny jokes, but you are wrong. Reddit moderation does matter. Reddit moderators have control over millions of impressions per day, and nobody seems to notice or care. Let's just talk about...
See how he really, and like, he doesn't even say Reddit moderators, you know, matter because of them you can have a safe community and you know, we have rules, there's no doxing allowed, etc. But no, he's like, they're in control of millions of impressions, they control the narrative. That, what do you mean? This is not what you're supposed to be.
About LSF. Think of all the streamer careers that have been created because of LSF. Think about the even larger number of streamer careers that have been destroyed because of LSF.
See, he's all about power and like control of power and communication. That's wow. And he's admitting to all of that. Jesus.
Because some clip went viral about like something bad that they did.
He made you, and he can tear you down.
Yeah, he's like, he made you. He made all these streamers.
Well, this is top mod LSF. It giveth and it taketh.
Top
and
D.
he also said doodities, which actually had me giggling. I don't know why he said doodities, but that was fucking hype. Anyway, this is now his spiel about why Reddit moderators are extremely powerful dragon level, you know, adversaries and should be taken seriously, and no one seems to notice. It's not that nobody notices, it's that nobody's happy about it. There shouldn't be people like this that can just power trip and control a conversation and control what people are able to opine on or not, like with deleted comments or deleted posts and stuff like that, where they can hide certain things or boost certain things. That's a bad thing.
Yes.
Everyone knows that it exists, and everyone knows that there is actual power in that. I don't think anyone actually disputes that.
I have had major live streamers who are effectively celebrities come to me and beg to kind of remove, you know, negative posts about them. An even crazier story is the time when some...
Oh my god, he's like shaking, like saying this. Oh my god, I hate when people speak like that. Oh my, it's like that I have friends in high places sentence. Oh.
Twitch employees found me in person and borderline begged me to make sure LSF is not used to destroy the multi-billion-dollar company Twitch, partially because at the time LSF was indeed being used to destroy the multi-billion-dollar company Twitch. Deservedly so, by the way.
That's right, you better bow down. Every Twitch employee, when he walked through the door at TwitchCon, got on their hands and knees, instantly groveling at his feet, begging, pleading with him to stop the attack on Twitch, the multi-billion-dollar organization. Dan Clancy came in and sucked his wiener, I heard, in order to try and appease him so that he would stop using LSF to destroy the multi-billion-dollar corporation that is Twitch. Like, come on, man. Like, look at how you're talking about this. This is exactly why you shouldn't have a position as a top moderator of a subreddit. Like this, you are demonstrating the caricature of a Reddit moderator right now.
Or even just take this literal circumstance. Imagine the whole kind of operation was legit. Well, guess what? One single post on LSF caused all of the streamers to drop out and destroyed a $20 million opportunity. Sorry, Mythic. My bad. Or imagine it was, I guess, a scam through and through. Well, guess what? We were the ones to expose it and destroy it before it had the chance to cause any real harm. I mean, everybody got refunded after all. Guess things ended up okay.
Why do you keep saying that? Where are you finding that information about everyone getting refunded? Are the organizers telling you that? Like, I really don't know where you're seeing that. But again, man, yes.
Can you guys just think of the video for a sec and think about what he's saying? If somebody uploaded this, said it was an AI-generated satire of a Reddit mod, everybody would have believed it and laughed because it is the best caricature. Like, it would have been pure gold comedy, but he's not even saying that ironically. He's saying that unironically.
It is a big subreddit, which means things like this information about a $20 million potential scam will have naturally blossomed there, as it would anywhere else on like a big Twitter community or a different subreddit. LSF just happens to be the biggest one. It has nothing to do with you. This is just natural when there is a big community. This would happen on another platform or another subreddit. It is not your achievement for creating the LSF ecosystem that shares clips about a potential scam. And in fact, you could even make an argument that you have actually been a hindrance in some cases in the past with certain things that weren't allowed to blossom there. Like, this is... I don't even understand the point he's making. People know that big subreddits or big Twitter communities or whatever do have a lot of influence. But that happens with or without this guy as the top moderator of the subreddit. That is just the result of a ton of people all in a similar space, in a similar vertical, that are sharing things back and forth. Like, his point is one that everybody knows.
I was one of your most passionate users. I was in the Reddit partnership program from the start. I took advantage of every opportunity that I could. I had meetings with kind of the Reddit community managers. I begged them for help and kind of partnership opportunities at every chance that I could. And I was blown off every single time.
You already said at the beginning of the video that the sole reason you pursued this moderator status is because of the power that it afforded. I don't know why he's now trying to say that he's just so passionate. And even in this section here, he's talking about how he was trying to utilize every possible advantage to like get like brand deals and stuff, man.
How?
That's self-enrichment through this position. This doesn't really seem like...
Why would you get brand deals as a Reddit mod?
It's coming from a place of a guy who's trying to like better communities or improve subreddits or make things better for others. This feels like you were chasing power and trying to use it to continue to climb that Reddit ladder, whatever that may be.
I was one of the only moderators out there who tried to grow my community, who had any ambition, who tried to work with the company or help other subreddits or help the company that hell, and it didn't matter. I failed, and it failed because of how mismanaged and how little support Reddit, the company, gives to moderators. None of this would have happened if I had gotten support from Reddit. Do you think that I want to be the guy like going out, like messaging random people in Discords and LinkedIn's and trying to figure out kind of
Can YouTube mods get brand deals? Asking for a friend? Alright, mods, don't get any ideas.
These partnerships?
It ain't happening.
I don't.
Then don't fucking do it, buddy! Chalamet! I'm gonna drop an Adam Sandler impression on you here. You are a moderator in a subreddit. Why are you chasing down brand partnerships and collaborations, buddy? The whole point of subreddits is just for a community to come together and talk about certain things, share certain things. And your job as a moderator, and I use job very loosey-goosey because it should never be misconstrued as a job. It's supposed to be filled by very passionate fans of similar mind in the same space that would then just enforce like certain rules about like, you know, making sure someone doesn't get like doxxed or something sensitive being shared like that. Like that is supposed to be all it is. Why are you trying to even find partnerships and deals like that? That doesn't seem, in my eyes, to ever benefit the community. It only feels like it would benefit the mods that are chasing it down. You like to use examples, so I'll use one for you. Let's say you chased down this partnership with $1 Million Fan Show, and it wasn't going super well, and the organizers and you, well, you like to exchange back and forth, and they're like, look, we really need a favor here. Can you only post some of the positive stuff from $1 Million Fan Show and get rid of, like, the pesky, you know, maybe clips that are negative about it? That would really help us. And let's say you object to that and they're like, okay, well then we're not going to work with you in an official capacity anymore if you don't do this. You see the conflict that this creates? It leads to, I can't believe I'm going to use this word when talking about fucking subreddits and mods, but it leads to very blatant corruption, where you are now in bed with some of these organizations or someone that could benefit from you gamifying your subreddit to cater it more towards them. Maybe it wasn't financial in this case, maybe you weren't paid for it, but extend this thought process to another type of subreddit where maybe there is someone paying for it. Like, let's say I'm a music artist and I want to be featured on like the r/, you know, hard rock subreddit, and I want to make sure my single gets out there, so I reach out to a mod and like, hey, look, I'll pay you some money if you can try and like boost this up a little bit. And this is something that I've read reports of happening in the past.
Really?
And I think you would agree that that's a problem, right? Now imagine if those mods are also chasing down other artists, like, hey, I see your Spotify streams are a little low. If you toss us a little money here, we can use our subreddit and the influence of it to try and boost it up a little bit higher. That's not a good thing.
If Reddit had offered me partnerships, if Reddit had pipelines to connect with kind of major companies, if Reddit had lawyers that were helping me, like reading over these contracts, reading over these agreements, none of these very real mistakes that I made would have happened. Reddit needs to be professionalized, and it starts with the mods. This is going to be controversial, but the people who are running your multi-billion-dollar website are unqualified nobodies like me. That doesn't mean it's my fault or their
Nobody's like me? Did he actually say this? Nobody's like me?
fault. It's your fault, Spez.
Damn, what a mic drop.
Wow.
Brother, there are no qualifications to be a Reddit mod. That is a position that the community is supposed to like decide upon, like, hey, here's our rules and here's who we would like to enforce them, and that's it. It should never be this deep. I just don't understand why he can't grasp, and maybe he
It should never be this deep.
can, and he's just pretending not to, the concept that if you have mods that are financially incentivized to work with brands in collaboration with them to use the community for their collaborators' purpose, you now have a very disingenuous subreddit that is very easily influenced based on who is paying for it. That should be a very clear conflict, a very obvious issue. It should be pretty obvious why Reddit wouldn't want to invest in a suite of resources like lawyers and brand ambassadors
what the
for
hell?
Reddit mods to look over contracts and shit for Reddit mods securing deals to sell out their subreddit. That's not a good thing.
That means access to
He took a DNA test, turns out he's 100% Himalayan. Shut up with your lame jokes.
anything that like a talent manager would give an actual celebrity. So an access to a bounty board or ad deals or lawyers or event organizers or professionals or anything that actually matters.
To you, personally, actually matters to just you. The guy who is benefiting from the ad deals and brand partnerships and shit. That does nothing for the community you are supposed to be moderating for, brother. What are you not understanding there? Like, he is only arguing to help himself under the guise of it being to grow his subreddit. It only grows you, man.
To summarize, Reddit moderators should be treated like celebrities or influencers, not because they deserve respect or anything, but because they actually have real power and influence. I mean, if not for the world, at least over your $50 billion company, maybe if you gave them actual support, it could go from 50 billion to 100 billion. I mean, it certainly deserves to be that high up for how much traffic Reddit gets.
Yes.
Oh my god, he said this unironically. He's 100% serious right now.
It's a high-level financial growth strategy here. The way to double your company is by spending resources to connect your subreddit moderators with talent managers that will chase down brand deals for them. so that way they can feel like a celebrity and I guess cash in on their mod status.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm really seeing the line now. The pieces of the puzzle are coming together nicely. I get it.
To the community, Spez and Reddit, they're almost certainly not going to fix any of this. All of this is up to us to solve.
He then tries to address the community about like this problem, and I really don't even understand the problem he's trying to portray here, because all he keeps hammering home is that he is a top moderator, wasn't given enough resources. Like,
this guy should start streaming. He could be a lol cow. No, for real. I'm not even kidding right now. This is great. This is so funny.
Like lawyers, and he wasn't treated like a celebrity enough, and he didn't have the ability to chase down brand deals, which led to him making a poor decision here with the $1 million fan show. How is that a problem that the community, like, would rally behind, man? You just shouldn't have done it in the first place. Reddit shouldn't be a platform where mods are selling out big communities for the sake of brand deals. I don't see a whole lot of community support coming for that kind of message. He keeps presenting it as a problem, but actually I think this video demonstrates exactly why Reddit made the right call removing him from his position.
Yes!
Like, I don't know how he's not seeing that.
To solve all of the problems that I have laid out, we will create tools and resources so good, so useful, that everybody will have to work with us. Think talent agency, but for subreddits. You have the big ideas, you have the vision, you have the crazy cool things that you want to do, and we handle the logistics. Materially, that means connections to major companies, partnerships, doing AMAs, running events, doing mod recruitment, cross-collaboration with other relevant sub.
He just wants to be an influencer. He's like, here I am in the shadows of all these streamers and celebrities, but one day I will have my time.
Reddits, that kind of stuff.
He then pitches his new thing here, which a talent agency for subreddit mods, I guess. I don't want to get into it. I've been yapping about this for so long. It's just, this video blew my mind that he would actually post something like this. Again,
me too.
I do actually feel bad for him because this is clearly a position that meant a lot to him. And I'm wishing him the best going forward now without his, sheriff badge of LSF. But I do not think a talent agency for mods is the right path. But I'm not his dad. He can do what he wants. It's just, this was a mind-boggling adventure watching this one. Anyway, that's really about it. See ya.
Go do something else, dude. Like, run I don't know, people go, like, volunteer for the theater committee, and then you can get fundings for them. They would actually appreciate that. Or they, like, volunteer for the children's soccer team as one of the coach. You can power trip on the kids. Hey, you! Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell button. And I'll see you in the next video.